Hi friends, welcome back to Banking Basics. Today we are going to see the topic of different terms of account balances. Account is nothing but previously we might have seen current account, savings account, what you have at the bank. And whenever you open an account and every month you get a statement, or whenever you go to ATM do withdrawal, then you get a slip back with two type of balances mentioned in the uh, withdrawal slip. We'll see what are the difference between those two, and what are the components which impacts the available balance. Now let's go into the detail. Now we'll see one sample ATM withdrawal slip, which usually we get it from the ATM machine after the withdrawal. Here I have highlighted the two type of balance. One is the first one is the ledger balance, and second one is the available balance. So here the ledger balance meaning this is nothing but the current balance, the actual fund available in the account. And the next one, available balance. Available balance, okay, fund may be available, fund may be there in the account, but how much the person can withdraw, that is nothing but the available balance. Now let us go into the little bit detail. Ledger balance is okay. In this particular case, this customer account before withdrawing, he had a balance of 14,495.35, and this amount. Sorry. This 14,495.35 was the balance before the withdrawal. The customer has withdrawn 1,300. After the withdrawal, the available balance has been reduced to 13,195.35. The difference is 1,300. So from this particular slip, what I understand is this particular customer having an account with some other bank and came to withdrawal in another bank ATM. So in this case, ideally, what happens is accounting entry is not posted immediately on the customer account. Only the amount block will be placed for 1,300. Later a day or next day, the settlement will happen. That time only accounting entries will be posted. Now, after this, immediately if he goes and sees the account statement in the online banking, he will not see the entry for 1,300 because this amount is not yet posted but just blocked. So from the fund available, system reduces the blocked amount and shows the available balance as a reduced amount. So this is one of the case. Now next we will see the all the components which impacts the available balance. Now here our main topic is the available balance. As I said, this available balance is different from the current balance, which is the fund actual cash available in the account, and we'll see what are the other components which impacts. So here I'm in the left side, the blue color oval box I mentioned, funds in the account, which is nothing but current balance. So customer is having some cash available in the account, and then whatever the red color rectangle boxes, which are the components are impacting the current balance, and which is reducing the current balance, and finally we derive the available balance. So first one we will see the tracks against overdues, like customers having some charges or loan overdue, which is yet to be recovered. And because of insufficient funds, it's not recovered. So when the customer deposit, the amount will be blocked for such overdues. So customer cannot withdraw that amount. And the second one is the accrual for debit interest. In case account was in negative balance, typically for current account for this month, and then if customer comes and deposits money which makes into positive balance, system would have accrued some amount for the debit interest that will be adjusted, that will be blocked against the current balance. And the third one is the amount block. This is ID typically placed for remote withdrawal, like post machine purchase, or remote ATM withdrawal, or amount block placed by the bank at the back end by the operations team for some other reason. And fourth one is the unauthorized debit transaction. When you go and give the instruction at the counter to execute some payments, it will go to the back office for the execution. So there they will have a maker checker concept. One guy will initiate and the second guy will authorize. So until the authorization, that particular transaction will not appear in the statement, but it will impact the uh, available balance. So such kind of transactions we call it as unauthorized debit transaction. Suppose morning transaction initiated for 1 lakh rupees and authorized after 3 hours. So, but in that 3 hours, that particular 1 lakh rupees will not show in the available balance and it will not show in the statement also because of the unauthorized transaction. And last one, what we see is a tanked debit transaction. This is coming in place of, nowadays we are having 24/7 banking availability. So, and bank has to do the EOD operations, books are closed for some certain time. So during that time, if any accounting entry comes, that accounting entry will impact the balance, but it will not be placed in the account. They cannot see the statement, they cannot see the transaction in the statement, but it will impact the available balance. And these are the that whatever the rectangle which is marked in red color, this is impacting the available balance, which means from the current account these amounts are deducted. There are some other components which gets added to the available balance. The current accounts usually, it might have a overdraft facility. Overdraft facility meaning funds are not there in the account, but I can bank gives me the overdraft facility, like a credit card where you don't have a fund, but they give some limit. It's a credit limit kind of thing. So based on that, customer can use it. So when they attach the credit limit, they will mention the limit also. There are three type of overdrafts we can see in the market. First one is a temporary, which is for certain period, like for 1 month, 10 days, 5 days, based on the request. For specific period, they will give the limit. And the second one is the secured against asset. Like I have a fixed deposit. Based on the fixed deposit, I want to use the OD facility in the current account. That is one possible. Or I pledge my property or I pledge my shares to get the overdraft facility. So that kind of thing. This is a secured for bank where they're giving the limit against by marking lien on the asset properties. And the third one is the daylight limit, like for only 1 day for some specific scenarios due to the banking issues or customer has given a special request for only 1 day. So even this also has some limit amount. It is not indefinite amount. Definitely there is a limit amount mentioned. So to summarize it, uh, from the current balance, these five components will impact the current balance, and these five components are deducted from the current balance, and available balance is arrived. After doing all these things, there are some components which increases the available balance above my current balance, like overdraft facility, like temporary overdraft, secured overdraft, and daylight limit. So these components will increase the available balance than the current balance for some current accounts, for some business accounts. Okay. The next one, we will see little detail with one sample. Let's say customer is having an funds in the account for 10,000. I have taken a very small amount and assume that today he deposited 10,000 and finally he sees the balance is only 9,510. So I'm just trying to give the breakup with all the possible components. Let's say he had some charges 130 since his account was zero balance. Accounting entry is not posted, but bank has placed a track. So since this 10,000 came in, system would have marked this 130 against the track. And another thing is 200 dirham. Assume that he has purchased after depositing this 10,000, he purchased something in the shop for 200. So that creates an amount block. And then assume that he has given a debit transaction request over the counter and it went to the back office. Maker has placed a transaction and checker is yet to authorize, that is 100 dirham. And because he had a negative balance in this month, system might have accrued 10 rupees for the interest. It is not yet posted, but it is just accrued. So this is a bank choice whether to block it or not to block it. And then last one is tanked debit. Assume that system is system is doing an EOD, and during that time, customer has withdrawn the 50 dirham, 50 rupees from the ATM or some other transaction in the online transaction. So that transaction is not visible in the statement, but it would have tanked. So all these components are impacting. Now available balance in his account is 9,510. After that, assume that the same customer is having all three possible overdraft facility: temporary overdraft, secure overdraft, dual limit. Temporary overdraft and 2,000 is given for a week or so, or active at this moment. That also is getting added. That's why I have mentioned in the green color here. Secured overdraft, he has kept some FD or asset as a collateral, and based on that, bank has given 1 lakh rupees. And then third one is daylight limit around 1,500 is given. So all these components are getting added to the 9,510. Then finally available balance for withdrawal is 113,010 rupees. So this is the one sample I have given. I hope this clarifies. If you have any doubt, you can put it in the comment section. I can give the better clarification. And previously we have seen some the terms amount block. I have explained verbally. Here I have just put the description in detail, whatever I have mentioned. The amount block, these are nothing but whenever customer does a post transaction or remote ATM transaction, system would have not posted the accounting entries. It will not appear in the statement, but system has reduced the available balance. The second one is unauthorized debit. When you go to the counter and give the instruction to do some transaction for some other customer, there is a maker checker process involved in the back office. And in case maker has initiated, which is just reduced the available balance, but is pending for approval. So that time, that particular transaction will not appear immediately in the statement, but it could have reduced the available balance. And third one is tracks. Tracks is nothing but customer is supposed to pay some charges and our interest or loan payments for the past dues. But he has not paid, so that amount comes as a track. Whenever the customer balance gets increased or goes to the positive, that much amount is allocated against those pending amounts. And the fourth one is accrued debit interest. This is not yet due, but some banks may take a decision. Okay, I want to block that debit accrued amount. Like usually in a month and it get posted, but during the month, in case if customer goes to positive, then I want to block it. So the bank is in the secured way, so money will come into the account. I mean, they would have they will recover it. This is optional one. And then last one is tagged debit. During the end of the progress, if customer does an online transaction, that particular transaction will not appear immediately in the statement, but it will reduce the balance. This is similar to the amount blocks. Amount blocks, certain amount blocks are placed by the back office without having the accounting entry in future, just for some blocking purpose. But tanked debit, this will definitely appear in the statement after some time. And then there are other overdraft facilities terms we have discussed. Temporary overdraft. This temporary overdraft without much documentation, they will give it for some specific period. And secured overdraft, this is against the secured overdraft. This is against the collateral. Collateral may be fixed deposit or asset or some other shares. So that bank decides, which can be taken as a collateral. That is based on the bank decision. Based on that, they give 80% margin on the collateral amount and give us a secured overdraft. And the last one is the daylight limit. This is similar to temporary overdraft, where temporary overdraft is for a specific period, more than a day, month, 2 month, 1 year, or something like that. But daylight limit is meant for only 1 day, typically 24 hours or until the end of day of that day, for some other reason. Thanks. In case if you have any doubt, please put it in the description so that I can clarify with the next session or I can amend the video. Thanks for watching. Please watch other sessions. Thank you.